There's a shadow that hangs over the old Dawson's farm, where the timber creaks with whispers of harm. The sky paints crimson over fields that mourn, burning barn on the horizon, where our sins were born. Oh, the smoke, it climbs like ghosts in the breeze, rising higher with my old memories. Each flame is a secret, each ash is a token of a love burned down and words left unspoken. In the glow of the moon, I found her silver locket beside empty bottles where the dust storms rocket. Her laughter echoes from the church's burnt shell in a ghost town of heartache where we once fell. Burning barn and smoke, hiding yesterday's sin. Whiskey whispers about the trouble I'm in. The fire's in my soul, mixing pain with the potion, with each ember a tear and each cinder an ocean. Underneath the train's lonesome whistle, there lays an untold feud. In the cursed lands by the forgotten graves, I face my solitude. Now the truth is clear as the crackling wood that in the night still burns. She was the spark and I the tinder. When will a man ever learn? So here's to the burning barn and smoke, to the past that I revoke. Here's to the dark, dusty trails and the vows that we broke. I'll ride through this silent desert till my wrongs are made right, or till I'm just another shadow melting into the night. Out where the horizon bleeds, dust last light fade away. Dust storms whisper secrets of a cursed town's decay. There's a rail line to nowhere, just echoes of the past, and a crumbling chapel shadow where redemption didn't last. Here lies a heart buried beneath this silent grave, lost love's whisper in the wind's mournful stave, where whiskey bottles mark the spot of every sin, buried in silence where only ghosts begin. Found her locket by the old saloon. The glass was cracked and worn. That night the thunder roared, as if heaven felt her scorn. Betrayal brewed in whiskey eyes beneath the sinner's moon, left a trail of broken vows near the burning church in June. Beneath the stars that no prayer could save, where the wind howls through the hollows of the sins, buried in silence where the end, my friend, begins. Underneath the faded cross, I lay my vengeance down. The ghost of her laughter haunts this forgotten town. Cursed land, take my soul, for there's nothing left to save. Every whisper turned to dust, every dream a silent grave. Now I'm gone, buried in my own silent grave. No more shadows beneath the old church's nave. Let the desert cover me, let the night sky be my shroud, buried in silence far from the maddening crowd. So here I rest, no more to roam, a lone gunslinger far from home, in the land of lost pathways, where the silent spirits crave. My story ends buried in the silent grave. In the heart where the shadows drown, old whiskey bottles lay thrown around. Dust storms dance on forsaken streets, where my boots echo and past whispers meet. Gone with the ghost town under blood red skies, lost love's laughter, now just ghostly cries. Where dreams are dust and the whole church burns, I walk with shadows till the night returns. There's a memory fading on the chapel floor of the woman I loved, ain't here no more. She left with a stranger, train whistle blew, in the night so silent my revolver knew. Gone with the ghost town under morning moons, echoes of footsteps in abandoned saloons. With each cracking fire my old heart yearns for a whisper of her as the candle burns. On the edge of town by the forgotten graves, I confronted the past and the wind that raged beneath the cursed land where our secrets sleep. I found the truth in the shadows deep. Gone with the ghost town where vengeance lies, in the silent desert under stormy skies. Now I'm just a specter where sorrow turns, in the dust of legends and love that burns. Under the blood and red moon's eerie light, Dust swirls where the black horse did ride. Bottles clink in the ghost town silence. Whispers float from the saloons past violence. Midnight strikes in the devil's deal under starlit skies. Fate's cruel wheel, echoes of a train that never arrives. Life's a shadow in these cursed dives. He walked with a bounty on his soul, loved a woman whose heart he stole. In the chapel where the vows were said, flames danced high, love was left for dead. Midnight calls in the devil's grasp. In silent deserts the lost loves gasp. Burning churches light the forsaken plains, where hope is a ghost and only sorrow remains. Staring down the barrel of his sins, he sees her face in the wind's harsh spins. The truth strikes like a viper's bite in the desert's cold under the haunting moonlight. Midnight burns in the devil's eyes, a gunslinger's oath, a life of lies. Yet in the darkness a soul might find a shot at redemption, or leave it all behind. With each chord strummed on a lonely guitar, this tale unwinds like a wound unscarred, telling a story as old as the hills, shadowed under moonlit chills. Out where the dust storms trace their scars, underneath the moonlit ghost of stars, my boots stir graves where our dreams did dwell. In the silent desert, my private hell. Whiskey whispers from my flask so cold, echoes of your laughter, tales we told. I'm riding through the lost love down cursed tracks, each mile a memory, no turning back. The train whistle moans through the burning night, where love turned dark as church fires light. Oh, I'm riding through the lost love. Once a tender love lit our way, till betrayal set our skies to gray. You danced with shadows, left me the blame. Now every sandstorm whispers your name. In a ghost town your promise decayed, beside the church where our vows were prayed. Still riding through the lost love down cursed tracks, each mile a memory, no turning back. The train whistle cries like a soul in flight, chasing shadow to the edge of night. Yes, I'm riding through the lost love. At the crossroads you stood in the fading light, your silhouette a specter fleeing in the night. My heart a revolver with bullets of pain, triggered by the storm in the pouring rain. Now I'm riding through the lost love, past every lie, where the truth burns under a vengeful sky. Lonesome and worn, but my path is clear. Through haunted plains I ride away from here. Forever riding, riding through the lost love. Oh, I'm riding, riding through the lost love. Through the dusty boot above a ghost town decay. Riding through the dusty boots where my heart once lay. Faded tracks, whiskey on my breath, spirit sway. Desert moon cast shadows on the graves that betray. Loved a maiden hair like the night eyes a rebel's fire. Left me for gold, for a thief stoked my rage higher. A train whistle moans through the cold like a choir. In a burning heart revenge outburns any pyre. Oh, I ride seeking shadows of a love that's lost through dust storms where my dreams were double-crossed. My guns, my solace, my horse, my steadfast pride. Among forgotten graves are secrets we confide. In a dead town's church I found them love unkind. Gunshot hymns rang redemption in each round I signed. A specter of her kissed betrayal's cruel reminder left them lying part of the dust now behind her. So I ride through the dusty boots alone, ghosts past ruins of my sins to haunted coasts. My guns now silent, my heart's the heavy guide. Through cursed lands in the dust I now abide. Where the dead trees bend, whiskey bottles lay with the tales they end. The moon throws shadows over cursed land. Ghost town echoes of a new stand. Footsteps whisper through the silent dust, each one haunted by a broken trust. I'm dancing with my last ride under cold starlight, spurs and silence in a slow graveyard glide. She's a memory that the whiskey can't hide, dancing with shadows on this long last night. Once loved a woman with fire in her eyes, found her whispering with my demise. Trust traded for gold, love sold for a price. Betrayal's kiss felt colder than ice. In the quiet of a church, flames rose so high, left nothing but ash and a lonesome goodbye. Dancing with my last ride beneath a blood-red sky, with the ghosts of my past and the reasons why. She's just a phantom that my heart can't deny, dancing with tears that I can no longer cry. By the old rail tracks, heard the train's mournful call echo in the night of my deepest fall. Faced her specter in the dust storm's wild swirl, saw the truth unfurl, a relentless and vengeance side by side. This dance, my final stand with fate's harsh guide. In the desert sands, I abide. This journey through shadows and dust, set to the tune of a lone guitar, draws its last breath as a story fades into the vast, haunted expanse of the West. In the heart of a town they forgot to name, the desert sun bleeds into rusty frames. Whiskey bottles lay scattered in the sand, echoes of laughter, a vanished band. A silenced church with its broken cross, here ghosts dance to the tune of loss. Ghost town and smoke under a blood-red sky, where the dreams of the damned refuse to die. Whispers float in the winds of despair, this cursed land stripped raw and bare. A spirit wanders with eyes like the storm, hunting the shadows of a love forlorn. Beneath the old oak, a forgotten grave, lies the heart of the girl he couldn't save. The train still whistles a lonesome cry over tracks where old sins lie. Ghost town and smoke under the haunted moon, cradles the secrets of a man marooned. Each gust of wind a sigh of what's lost in this silent desert. Each soul pays the cost. faces the phantom, his heart in drought. Forgive me, darling, his cracked voice pleads, but the wind just howls and the ghost town bleeds. Ghost town and smoke, where he'll forever roam. In the dust and the ashes, he finds his home. A bottle of whiskey, his only friend, in a town too gone for amends. Ghost town and smoke, the curse he chose to keep, where love lies buried too deep.
In the shadow of the mesa, where the cold winds never rest, a bottle lay beside him, amber proof of his quest. A lonely train whistle cuts through the cursed night air. In a town too dead for dying, no salvation anywhere. No mercy in the lost love, no tears left to cry. The stars above unblinking, cold in the desert sky. Whispered vows, now ashes, scattered in the breeze. Nothing left but to haunt this ghost town's memories. He rode in with a heart full, left with it torn apart. Her lies were like a razor, slicing through his heart. A church once stood as witness, now in embers it lays. Her silhouette in the doorway as the organ softly played. No mercy in the lost love, burned dreams at his feet. Echoes of old footsteps down the empty street. Promises like tumbleweeds rolling out of sight in the cool, relentless shadows of the unforgiving night. Of the desert, faced the truth he knew inside. The love he thought eternal was the first thing that had died. Revenge, a bitter whiskey, he sipped it slow and neat. His heart as dry as the bones that lay forgotten in the heat. No mercy in the lost love, only dust and bone. Revolver by his side as he walks the sands alone. Once a heart brimmed with passion, now with vengeance it's laced. A gunslinger with no name in the vast silent waste.
Past the old shanty town, where the whistle sounds more like a ghost. Dust devils dance with the echoes of those who've given up the ghost. beneath a sky too wide and a sun that paints the earth blood red, lies a trail of whiskey bottles leading to the sins that I once fled. I'm gone with the last ride, shadows cross the great divide, where the love I knew and the dark truth lied in a silent desert under a cursed moon sky. I'm just a whisper where hope and heartache collide. Found an old church burning by the light of a cold and heartless moon. The steeple fell like my dreams in a fiery forsaken plume. Once loved a girl with eyes like the stormy skies before the dawn. She left me with nothing but a goodbye, as bitter as a day is long. I'm gone with the last ride, where old ghosts and regrets reside. Echoes of a train that's carrying everything I can't hide. Past the dusty plains where my old fears abide, riding towards the horizon where my old self died. In the mirror of the night I see her face, haunting and near. The wind whispers secrets the desert sands, shifting so clear. Betrayal sharp sting I feel in my bones, it's rattling deep. Tonight the reckoning comes, and it's mine alone to keep. Gone with the last ride beneath the wide and starless sky. I lay my vengeance down by the graveyard where the forgotten lie, letting go the reins of a past that's been run dry. In the haunted silence I whisper my last goodbye.
Every verse a desolate painting, every chorus a haunted melody, weaving through the dark tapestry of a lone soul's reckoning with his past.
Out where the dust clouds hug the sun-fried streets, old Sal's bar stands, rust on its neon heartbeat. Whiskey bottles line the walls like silent sentries, echoes of train whistles, ghosts in the prairies. A stranger walks, shadows cling like old debts in the town that mercy and God seem to forget. There's no mercy in the whiskey, it just burns right through, fueling the fires of a heart black and blue. Down in the valley where the cursed lands lie, you can scream at the desert but it won't reply. No mercy in the whiskey, no tears left to cry, under the watch of a vulture circling sky. Saw her reflection in a bottle, her smile a fading light haunted the bar stool since she vanished of redemption. His church lost to the flames. Only the whiskey remembers, whispers her name. But trails of serpents slip silent through the sands. Her love, a mirage, just slipped right through my hands. There's no mercy in the whiskey, it just burns right through. An old outlaw's tale of a love untrue. Down by the rail tracks where the night trains wail, the wind carries stories of a love gone stale. No mercy in the whiskey, no wrongs to right, just the echo of heartbreak in the cold moonlight. In the mirror behind the bar, a face worn and weary, an outlaw's eye stark, haunted, teary, confronted by the man I've come to be on in this ghost town, this cursed country. But the bottle's my trial and the bar's my jury. Whiskey's a judge that passes no mercy. There's no mercy in the whiskey, it just burns right through. A story of the fallen, as old as it's true. In the dust of the desert where sins lay bare, the whiskey's my refuge, my cross to bear. No mercy in the whiskey, just a soul laid bare. A heart once hopeful, now lost in despair.
In the shadow of the valley, where the stone church lies in ash, whiskey bottles tell the stories, and the wind sings songs of past. Dancing boots stir up the dust storms on the roads where no one's bound. Ghost of twilight, silent witness under that black sun going down. Dancing with black sun under its fiery gaze. Lost souls entwined in a cursed ballet. Love and vengeance in a tango of pain. With every step we're just dancing in vain. Long ago a loving whisper turned to screams in the dark night. Betrayal's knife cut so deep set abandoned hearts alight. Through the stillness of the desert, the train whistles still cry, echoing the moans of lovers who never got to say goodbye. Dancing with black sun, with shadows at my side. Whirlwind of memories, nowhere to hide. Each silhouette a story of what will never be. In the heart of the desert, no one hears the plea. Under that cursed sun, a revelation blooms. Amidst forgotten graves, fate resumes. The gun in my hand, the ghost in my sights. Tonight the past is set to right. Dancing with black sun, revenge a bitter friend.
dance with ghosts in silent deserts. I host their lost toes, dancing with black sun until my tales are done. In the heat of the silence, I am the lonely one. In the dusk of Lonesome Hollow, where the ghost trains whistle low, a dusty breeze spins tales of a love from long ago. Underneath old hanging lanterns with shadows casting doubt, whiskey bottles lay forgotten and the roses are all out. Dance the roses in the casket waltz under the moon's cold stare. Silent steps on cursed lands, perfume hanging in the air. Where every petal dropped to sin, each thorn a tale of scorn. Dance the waltz of the fallen night, where veils of sorrow are worn. She was beauty like the sunrise in a town too rough to tame, but her heart hid secret shadows with a love she never claimed. By the chapel stood her lover, not the one she vowed to keep. Church bells rang their silent warning in a town too dead to weep. Dance the roses in the casket waltz with echoes soft and frail. Betrayals breeze through burning church o'er the hills and dusty trail. Each step a haunting memory, each turn a whisper's breath. Dance the waltz of ghostly veils twirling closer to their death. Silence of the desert, beset by stars' cold light, he found the grave unspoken where she lay an endless night. Across the wasteland's whisper, he swore by blood and stone, her betrayal would not linger where the sands of time had blown. So dance the roses in the casket waltz to settle old debts past, a gunslinger's final showdown where only shadows cast. With each petal lies a story in the ground, a lover's curse. Dance the waltz in the quiet land where silence ends the verse. Ghostland's gate, near the hanging tree where the dark winds wait. Echoes of train whistles over the plains, through the quiet remnants of forgotten pains. Where the hanging tree waits, so still, so grim. Underneath its boughs I sing this hymn for the souls of the lost, the betrayed, the gone. In the heart of the night their spirits drawn. A tale of a lover with eyes like stormy skies, her promises as hollow as her alibis. In the light of a burning church I found my dread, a whisper in the wind, better off dead. The starlit badge that led me astray to the land where the
the shadows swallow the day, where the hanging tree waits, its branches sway, calling out the tune of the stray, for justice, for vengeance, beneath the moon's glance, in its eerie silence, the dead they dance. Storm, I faced my foe. In the silence of the desert, the truths I now know. The bullet was swift, a flash in the night, by the hanging tree, ending the fight. Where the hanging tree waits, with nooses old and frayed, I lay down my gun beneath its shade. For in the wild desert, under vast starlit skies, rest the tales of the old, where my heart lies.
Whispered in the shadows, down in the hollow where the cold winds moan, dust devils dance and the tumbleweeds roam. There's a town, just a shadow burn under the sun, where whiskey whispers and the slow rivers run. Old chapel bells ring out the past, echoes of souls in the night they have met. Whispers in the shadows, calling out my name. The ghosts of my past, playing their game. Revenge is a traveler on a road with no end. Lost love and betrayal around every bend. I once loved a girl as fierce as the storm, but she left with a stranger at the break of dawn. Under a blood moon by the old sycamore tree, we swore our love, but it wasn't to be. The preacher man said, son, save your soul, but I'm lost in this desert, cursed and cold. Whispers in the shadows, calling out my name. The ghosts of my past, sharpening their aim. Revenge is a traveler, chasing the winds. Lost love and betrayal, my cardinal sins. In the silent desert I face my fears. The voices get louder with each passing year. A reckoning's coming like a train's lonesome whistle in the heart of the night, like the strike of a thistle. Whispers in the shadows, I can hear the call, frozen in time, in this spectral thrall. This land of the lost, where I make my stand, holding on to ghosts in this cursed wasteland.
sound. Whiskey bottles lay scattered in the street. Echoes of footsteps, a ghost heartbeat. Flames lick the steeple in a devil's choir. Last prayers whispered in the church fire. Gone with the church fire. Redemption burns too. Ashes of love in the mist, lost from view. Marked by the shadows of sins I conspire. Cursed lands whisper in the night of the fire. Silver, caught in the light, beneath the veil of that tragic night. Promises made under starlit skies turned to smoke before my eyes. Betrayal's sharp sting, love's cruel satire, fueled the flames of that church fire. Gone with the church fire, where dreams retire. Silent deserts hold the tales of the lyre. Echoes of a train whistle, mournful and dire. Tracks leading nowhere, just a church fire. I saw her face, haunting the aisles, a specter displaced. She reached through the flames, through the bitter pyre. In her eyes, the coldness of a hard gun's ire. I understood then, in that furnace empire, love was a ghost in the church fire. Gone with the church fire, to the blackened spire. I walk alone this cursed mire. No redemption calls, no angelic choir. Just the wind and the dust and the church. where the dust whirls the tales of the past, under the shadow of sins that will last. Whiskey bottles lay empty, souls hollow inside, in the town where the church fire and dark secrets lie. Echoes of train whistles mournful and low call through the night to the ghosts that I know. Blood on the church fire, flames licking sky, angels and demons in the smoke flying high. Revenge sings a ballad old as the stones buried neath crosses and unmarked bones. She was an angel, made the devil repent, but love turned to ash and away she was sent. Betrayal, a cold whisper on a hot desert night, led to a fire that set the heavens alight. Her laughter now haunts every corner of my dreams. In the silent desert, nothing's just as it seems. Blood on the church fire, embers of fate, where the heart meets the shadow at the old pearly gate. Songs of the fallen, hymns of the damned, echo through the wasteland, vast and unplanned. Face to face with my reflection in a shard, all my sins laid bare in a yard of disregard. The truth burns hotter than the fire's own wrath, walking this cursed land on a broken path. Blood on the church fire, redemption too late. I carry this story, I carry this weight. Fate's written clear in the night sky's expanse. In the ashes I found my lost last chance. To the lost and the found, with blood on my hands and fire in my soul. In the heart of the desert, I've paid my toll. Under the scornful sky of a dying town, where the whiskey drowns secrets and never calm down. The train whistle howls like the lonely ghost winds through streets where the prayers are as thin as the sins. Here's to the last ride down the old faded tracks, where lies bind the soul like the dust on our backs, with a heart full of bullets and eyes like old graves. This last ride's the ballad of the damned and the brave. Once knew love like a church burning bright in the night, but vengeance came whispered in the cold morning light. She left with a shadow, left me with my sin, in a town too cursed where hope's as dry as gin. Here's to the last ride past the forgotten stones,
where dreams die as silent as old buried bones, with a heart that's still bleeding under this scorched sky. This last ride's my penance, not my final goodbye. In the mirror of the night I face my withered soul. Found her locket buried deep in a dark, dusty hole. The reflection of a man who's lost everything dear, riding forth to the horizon where fear blends with fear. So here's to the last ride, where the past meets the end, under twilight's last gleam, and where we break, never bend, with a heart torn asunder on this cursed land I roam. This last ride's my story, in this ghost town my home. Each line echoes the desolation and resolve of a man marked by his dark past, facing a future where redemption and revenge blur under the vast, relentless sky.
The sun sets like a bleeding wound. Whiskey bottle lays half empty beside a note that came too soon. Dust swirls where the church once stood, now just ashes and misunderstood. Echoes of a train long gone, like whispers of the should have been. I'm dancing with the devil's deal, boots sinking in cursed sands. Every step a story of a broken promise in these haunted lands. My reflection in the bottle tells of cold winds and heartbreak's knell. Dancing with the devil's deal, a waltz in hell's on fiery reel. Once loved a girl with storm cloud eyes, in a town too prone to lies. Behind her smile, secrets hidden in her heart, a darkened bit. The night she left, the sky did scream, her love lost like a forgotten dream. Now I roam, a ghost in boots, past burning churches and uprooted roots. Dancing with the devil's deal, under stars that no longer feel. Her whisper haunts the desert's chill, her betrayal a bitter pill. Ghost towns echo our last farewell, and each step a story to tell. Dancing with the devil's deal, in silence my fate I seal. At the crossroads no lanterns burn, just my shadow and the lessons learned. Her face in every grain of sand, her voice as distant as the land. I face the devil with eyes clear, no more to lose, nothing left to fear. Love and vengeance hand in hand, tonight I make my final stand. Dancing with the devil's deal, where once was heart now nothing feels. This dance my last of souls appeal, on cursed grounds my fate I see. With each step a tale of woe, in silent deserts I let go. Dancing with the devil's deal, in dust storms I find my zeal. So here's my story, a ballad sung, of love lost and deeds undone. May you listen and then travel on through silent deserts where I've gone. In the night if you hear my tune, remember the dance beneath the moon.
dancing, always dancing with the devil's cruel, relentless deal.
In a ghost town where the dust storms weave, under moonlight whiskey whispers beg you to grieve. Cracked leather boots stepping over cracked clay, streets that echo tales of the runaway. Bottles clank like the chime of a haunted bell, spinning stories in this forsaken, lonesome hell. Dancing with whiskey under cursed starlight, feeling every demon that haunts the night, twirling the shadows of those who've sinned, where lost souls wander and bitter winds grin. Remnants of love like smoke from the church fire, ashes floating over a spire mired in mire. She was a vision too vivid for these barren lands, but she slipped like sand through old weathered hands. Train whistles mourn like a lover's goodbye, echoing cross plains where forgotten graves lie. Dancing with whiskey, with memories too thick, each sip a story, every gulp a trick. Spin with the ghost of to be in the silence of the desert, the only place I'm free. There at the bar saw her face in the glass, haunting the mirrors, a specter of the past. Confrontation with the soul I used to be, before revenge turned love into this dusty decree. Whiskey pour.